Good morning from the Grand Canal. Lots of boat traffic. And if you want to get across it without getting on the water, your only real option is the Rialto Bridge. In addition to a bridge, the Rialto is also, like everything else, a shopping center.
Wow.
So apparently there's a Hard Rock Cafe in Venice. Hey there, buddy. Who doesn't? How I feel after 30 hours of travel. Twins! We found the place with actual groceries. Beautiful. Welcome to the Libreria Acqua Alta.
Stato venduto quasi subito.
Grazie signori, si entra dall'altra parte, grazie. Thank you. Exit without purchase.
And finally, we're gonna ride one of these things. Here's the canal side of the Palazzo Grimani. Kindred spirit.
Oi! Remando!
Here's Santa Maria Formosa, built in 1492. And according to our guide, they filmed a scene from Spider-Man Far From Home here.
Hey, Michael.
Now we've been gondolated. How do you feel? How was your gondolation?
Very refreshing, relaxing. I'm glad we had like a small, more residential canal tour than the kind of big tourist hotspots.
Yeah, it was actually very relaxing. Got to listen to the water lapping against the boat, listen to the guy yelling once in a while when he had to go around a corner. It was neat. I recommend it. It was expensive though, so be prepared for that. Welcome to the Venetian Ghetto. The term ghetto actually comes from Venice, where the Jewish quarter was located around the foundry, which is what ghetto essentially means. And because that became such a well-known Jewish quarter in a trade city like Venice, that word eventually came to denote any Jewish quarter in any city. Prior to the French Revolutionary era, the Jews were actually locked in here at night, as you can see by the remaining hinge marks on this archway. Originally, there were 3 banks that provided liquidity to the local residents and were helpful to Venice in general. Of these, only one building still exists, the Banco Rosso. This is the Napoleonic stone, placed here when Napoleon decreed that the Jews would become finally part of the city. The doors were removed from the passages out, and ever since then, this place has been just another part of Venice. Look at this well. There's 3 of them here in El Ghetto Nuovo. All of them have these solid coverings on top. All the well water in Venice comes from rain runoff that goes through filters and collects in cisterns beneath here, and it's covered to prevent anyone from, dumping anything nasty inside. If You walk around Venice, you'll find hundreds of wells, all of them covered like this. On my way to find a restroom, I encountered a secret garden. Isn't this pretty? And this is the Levantine Synagogue, founded by Levantine Jews in 1538. This is up inside one of the buildings in the Ghetto Vecchio. And this is the Spanish synagogue. As you can see, aside from the large windows, its exterior is very nondescript, designed to blend in with all of the buildings around it. This is actually a Sephardic synagogue, created by Sephardic Jews from Spain back in the 1500s. It is currently the primary synagogue of the Venetian Jewish community, and the only one that has regular services. One thing I've noticed is, just like a Catholic church, it's full of decoration and motif and all of this classical beauty, but unlike a Catholic church, the center of it is empty. There's no altar, there's no statues. It's interesting to see the inside of it because it feels so much like something I'm familiar with, and yet something so different. Back in the secret garden, it turns out all of these plants are mentioned in the Old Testament. So this is actually a pretty good biological reproduction of the regions in which the Old Testament took place. I don't know if this is real, but if it is, what a flower. Look at this thing. That is so alien and so cool. Showing up at the function with my weird pet. We're back in San Marco, and look, yet another leaning tower. I'm not sure how obvious it is on camera, but that thing is canted like 3 degrees to the left. I'm amazed it still stands. Because Venice is built on wood pilings driven into the shifting muck at the base of the lagoon. Things are liable to tilt, but I guess you can only really see it when they're tall. Back on the track of Casanova, we are here, back in San Marco, on Calle di Moneghe at 2993, which is supposedly the house he was born in. These are the streets he would have played on when he was a little boy. And here's the Chiesa San Samuele, right across from the Grand Canal. This is where, by his own admission, Casanova, when he was trying to become a priest in his early life, wrote a speech, decided to present it as a sermon, then got so drunk and so exhausted after a night out with his new aristocratic friends that he got 5 words into the speech and passed out, thus essentially destroying his career as a pastor. It's also very pretty inside. And finally, there's the Palazzo Malpiero, where our hero got his first taste of aristocratic parties and the women that came along with them. All right, enough shenanigans. It's time for us to head to the gym. Kind of like this area. It's very pretty, not nearly as crowded. For dinner, we went to L'Antiche Carampane, which was, I thought, delicious, but definitely very touristy. What did you think?
Yeah, I agree. It was good, but I think I've preferred some of the other restaurants we've tried on this trip that feel a little more like Italian people might one day go there.
Yeah, I thought the service was a little snippy and the food was a little pricier than it should have been based on equivalent things we've had all over town. But yeah, it's our last night in Venice, so we stopped and got some gelato on the way back, which I forgot to film. Woe is me, but I'm sure there will be more gelato in the future. So yeah, we are on our way tomorrow morning, bright and early, to Florence. So see you there.